Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? It's your boy. What's up? What's up? It's the kid. What's up? It's your boy. It's the most hated. It's the most hated yet anticipated. What's going on, everybody? Let's get this live stream going. Got some dope. Got some dope on deck. You know what I'm saying? Got some dope pack on deck. What up, Dad? What's going on with you tonight? About to twist something up real quick. Let's get this live going tonight. We got some topics. We got some things to talk about tonight, you guys. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'm gonna tap my co-host SV Twiz in a few minutes. Everybody just share this video, hit that like button on your way in. Everybody show some love to the video. Show some love to the video. We're gonna get started. We got a hot topic tonight. Okay, that's Aaron. All right, salute, man. Appreciate you on the tap in tonight. Got some of that Gary Payton on deck tonight, you guys. Let's get this live going tonight. Gotta put something in the Dutch real quick. You know how we get started. You know how we get things started over here. What's up? What up, Lawrence Keys? Appreciate you for tapping in. Who's in the building right now? Everybody, put your city in the building. Put your name in the building so I know who's up in here. Let me know who's up in here right now. About to roll up something nice to get the show started. Yup. I met your friend Heron. Yep, I did. Yep, facts. I did. Okay. Boston's in the building. Major salute. Staten Island's in the building. Okay, just in case. What up? What up with you? Lawrence. Los Angeles is up in here right now. Brooklyn. What up? Brooklyn. Mike Smooth. Buffalo, New York. Hell yeah, I remember taking that trip up to Buffalo. Hit that like button, y'all. Let me know what city you're tapping in from right now. We got a hell of a topic tonight. Man, how does all this crazy events be happening in Miami, seemingly right before the Rolling Loud event? You realize how big the Rolling Loud event has become over the last few years since I was actually down there in Miami back in like 2015, since I was before that. You know what I mean? I was down in Miami in like 2011. So the Rolling Loud events have just been getting bigger and bigger each year. But to hear some of the things that be going down at them, you know, like it's like when artists be trying to go there, they get arrested. And Fredo Bang actually had a show coming up on Friday, I want to say. He was going to be on the lineup on Friday alongside other people like Trippie Redd. They had A$AP Rocky headlining. I know for a fact that they actually have a SmackDown event from the WWE going on. And you know what I'm saying? They actually got an event going on from SmackDown WWE wrestling, and they're going to be cross promoting with Rolling Loud. So it's like, this is such a commercial event that when you hear things about like Kodak Black getting arrested before his set, or now Fredo actually getting arrested or detained, and his associate Yoshi getting arrested over something that happened a couple years ago, because everybody knows 2020 wasn't a good year for much of anything. So they're going back to 2019 now, to an incident that happened between NBA Youngboy and dude Lit Yoshi. And, you know, it's getting kind of crazy, you guys. What up? Waterbury is in the building. Atlanta is in the building. Hell yeah. Everybody's in the building tonight. Share this video. Hit that like button. Guys, we have a lot to talk about. We have some things to discuss tonight. This whole situation with NBA Youngboy and Fredo Bang has actually taken a whole nother turn, because the last I'd seen, Fredo Bang was actually doing a few interviews and basically saying he didn't have any issues with Youngboy. He was saying a lot of their issues were pretty much made up internet things. He was saying a lot of their issues were kind of based on the fact that there were some females involved. Like they were saying, oh, somebody was Fredo was speaking on the fact that people were always saying that he was stealing NBA Youngboy's girl. And he was like, that had only happened once or twice. So I don't know why they were saying it was always happening. He pretty much denied that there was any beef really going on with NBA Youngboy. And I respect that. We all see what Fredo went on to do. He went on to have a dope ass single that put him on the map with Little Dirk. He went on to really build himself as an artist as well, really not needing to rely on street music in a similar fashion to the way that King Von was elevating himself as well. King Von at one point had a budding, a rising issue with NBA Youngboy that he said, you know what, I'm not going to focus on that issue anymore. I'm going to focus on actually making music. That had happened right before Von's passing. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I'm rolling up some of this Gary Payton, you guys, while we get things started. We are still in the pre-show, but we have some hot topics to discuss tonight. Little Dirk actually has been saying a lot about OTF. You guys know Little Dirk is one of the, in my opinion, one of the biggest rising artists out. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit tonight, what he had to say about OTF. But also the main topic of discussion tonight is the fact that Fredo Bang was actually arrested alongside his associate, Lit Yoshi. And they were in Miami. They were in Florida. I don't know if they were actually in Miami, but they were in some part of Florida getting ready for the show that is actually tomorrow night, and they got arrested. And they had gotten arrested. And apparently, from what I was reading, after an incident happened 2 years ago, in Florida, where it involved NBA Youngboy, they wanted to question both of these guys. They actually wanted to question Yoshi, and they wanted to question Fredo Bang. They never got to question them. Pandemic hits. A lot of people weren't traveling to Miami. A lot of people were keeping their distance from Miami, and out of sight, out of mind. They never, I guess, got to question these guys. Another year goes by. Rolling Loud is back pounding, popping. Fredo Bang's on the card. They're in Miami getting ready for the show. Boom. Taken into custody. Now, a lot of people are asking, why is Lit Yoshi being taken into custody for a crime that happened in Miami, being taken back to New Orleans? He's actually involved in an attempt. He's actually involved in an attempted, in New Orleans. And they're going to be using some of this information against him. They're going to be using some of these stories actually to go against him in the case. Yep. So that's pretty much what's going on with the whole situation. Let me send this link to my guy, Twiz. I want to see if Twiz is going to be available right now to tap in. Life with the Philly fam. He might be a little busy right now, but I'm going to tap in and see what's up with him, because we was actually speaking on this a little bit earlier, among many other topics, though, you guys. But this one right here is pretty crazy right now, with Fredo actually being arrested. I'm not actually sure the charges when it comes to Fredo. I'm not 100% sure on what those charges are, but it looks like the homie Lit Yoshi has caught a violation of his bond. It looks like he's potentially got a violation of his bond for a couple reasons that I want to get into. Now, apparently, he had released a music video making reference to the fact that he was on house arrest. And that was something that went directly against his terms of release, his condition of release. Now, everyone that's just watching, we're talking about Fredo Bang's associate, Lit Yoshi. We're talking about him right now. He was actually out on bond for quite the case. A lot of people say it's up in the air as to why he's out right now, but he's out on bond on this case, right? And he's out on bond on this case, and he directly violated by releasing a music video. Now, everyone watching, you probably know that Lil Tim actually released or tried to release a music video. He tried to release a music video, you guys, where he had a shovel, he had a you know what I mean, big blunt in his mouth, and it looked like he was referencing King Von, and it also looked like he was referencing Little Dirk. Now, let me clear that out on Little Tim speaking on Little Dirk. He took to the internet and he was like, and this isn't the overall thing that we're talking about, because right now we're talking about how a judge will actually impose a charge, or a judge will come and grab you up if you actually disobey the orders of your release. So Little Tim actually put together this video where in it he actually mentioned what a lot of people thought was Little Dirk's name. A lot of people thought he had said Little Dirk. Although it was evident he was talking about King Von having a shovel, talking about retaliation, all types of shit like that, he said Dirk. He made it clear he did not say Dirk. He said, I have a homie named Dirt. So that's just to clear all of that up, you guys. Little Tim made reference to the fact that he did not mention Little Dirk by name. Now, Little Tim, much like Lit Yoshi, was told by the judge, listen, don't do it. Don't release that music video. Don't release that music video. It's going to go directly against your terms of release. Now, this is something that Little Tim actually faced after releasing the trailer. His trailer went absurdly viral, over 500,000 views on the internet, if I'm not mistaken. It might be higher at this point. Now, the situation with Lit Yoshi, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because apparently at this point, Lit Yoshi had released a music video where he spoke on being on house arrest, and that directly violated what he had going on. Now, you guys, another thing to consider as to why they took Lit Yoshi from Miami. They took Lit Yoshi from Miami back to New Orleans, where they are trying him for a couple attempted murder charges. Now, they are going to use all of the information that they have where they're alleging he was involved in the shootings in Miami. That's why they're doing it. That's why they've actually extradited him back to New Orleans, because that's where he is facing his case, his newest case that he's actually going through right now, or his most up to date case. Everything that's going on in Miami, probably going to be new charges in the future if he is ever charged. The system has to focus on what they've actually got him in for. Twiz is going to be joining us in just a few minutes. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Share this video, y'all. Hit that like button. Had to go over this topic tonight because Fredo Bang was actually set to perform at the Rolling Loud event, you guys, with ASAP Rocky this weekend. A number of people on that card, you guys. Trippie Redd was on the card. I believe I saw Rick Ross on the card. So all of the opportunity was right there this weekend. And I see why Fredo, even though he had the controversial shit that his homie had gotten involved in back in 2019, I see why he wanted to be there. Just the element of different opportunity, especially with him showing his face so much more frequently. All of the opportunity is right there for him to really make an even bigger name for himself. So why would you miss it? Why would you miss it? You know, there's no point for him to actually miss an event like that. And but look what happened with Kodak Black going to Rolling Loud, if I'm not mistaken, on the event. Kodak Black went there because he had a bag to go get. He had a back end to get. He had a bag that he had been paid. He had to go do a performance, knowing damn well the police in Miami, well, whether he knew it or not, the police in Miami were coming to get him. Yeah, man, shit is crazy, you guys. Shit is crazy right now for the whole situation. Obviously, I want to say it's safe to say, being that tomorrow was supposed to be the event, it's safe to say Fredo will not be performing tomorrow. Has anybody gotten an update on that as far as Fredo's performance? If he will be, like, is he going to make bail? I highly doubt it. It seems like they're going to extradite Lit Yoshi back to New Orleans, where he's going to be facing his charges, where he's going to be facing his trial. What up, Real Talk TVD? Real Talk TV, appreciate you tapping in. Banana Split Strain on deck. Appreciate you tapping in, my guys. Louis Peasy, salute to you on the tap in tonight. You know, this whole situation that popped off is really tragic for a young career. It's really tragic for a young career like Fredo Bang, because of the fact that we had just seen him. He was just on DJ Vlad's couch. You know, he was just doing interviews. He's just showing, like, when I saw him on that interview and he actually spoke on NBA Youngboy, I was like, yo, this is a guy who's actually really refreshed. This is a guy who's really got his head on his shoulders right now, where he's not trying to focus on what, like, how many hits he could do. You know, Fredo could have went on Vlad and done 1,000,000 hits, 2,000,000 hits, and said whatever he wanted about NBA Youngboy. He could have jumped on there and said, yo, I was with this dude's baby mama. I was running around on him. I was showing him he could have said anything like that. But, he showed who his true character was when he went on there and he spoke about NBA Youngboy. And he did it with a lot of respect. So I don't know if it's a situation where an associate of his was actually beefing with NBA Youngboy. I don't know if it's a situation where it's past beef, because, guys, it's 2021. The interview I'm talking about was from 2021. This is a situation that stems back all the way back to 2019, back when the general public was way different, back when people were actually moving around and doing all types of shows. That's when this stems back to. And back then, I was reading, after a shooting that involved NBA Youngboy, the police wanted to talk to these two. They wanted to talk to Bang. They wanted to talk to Fredo Bang. They wanted to talk to Lit Yoshi, if he was even really known as Lit Yoshi back then. I'm not too familiar with his career, although I did hear my guy, Death of the Clout Chaser, talking about the fact that Lit Yoshi didn't really strive in the music too much. He had it as an alley-oop because of how his associates all rapped. It's crazy, man. Husky Andy in the building. He said Mikey T Sue Surf's mixtape comes out August 13th. It's called Until Further Notice. It's going to have Leaf Ward, Mozzie, Young M.A., Fabulous, and Veli. Who's Veli? Is that Velis? Memo 600 arrested on fat shit too. Yeah, we might have to come back and do a whole nother story on that, man, just because, you know what I mean? Like, just because of everything Little Durk was saying about the OTF associates. I was going to address it a little bit tonight, but you know what? We might have to give that its own video, just because of how stern Little Durk was getting with that message. With the growth of OTF, you guys, he's really got to put shit in perspective. Little Durk's label, or his association, is growing faster than he ever thought it would have, in my opinion. Shit is pretty crazy, though, when you think about the fact that Fredo was actually preparing for a show that he had wanted to do for a number of years. You know, I could just imagine now a few years ago in 2019 when they were allegedly beefing with NBA Youngboy, how bad Fredo wanted to be on that stage. You know what I'm saying? How bad he actually wanted to be on that stage. And for other people to equate that type of shit into beef, man, you just can't jump the gun on that. Because a lot of times, and probably 9 times out of 10, y'all, everyone watching, probably 9 times out of 10, it's really not the rappers, it's really not the head rappers that are actually beefing. 9 times out of 10, it's somebody that's in their crew that's beefing with another member of their crew, or it's somebody in their crew that's saying, yo, I don't like the leader of that crew, man. We need to go and we need to make him look like crap to the rest of the music industry so his career's over. You know, you see a lot of different things like that, man. I can't pinpoint it, what's going on here. I can't actually pinpoint it, what's going on here. I mean, you got to look at the situation with everything Lit Yoshi's going through, facing all those bodies, all those attempts, or the few attempts, excuse me, the few attempts in New Orleans. Looking at that whole situation, you kind of got to wonder, like, damn, why does Fredo Bang actually keep him around? Uh, I look at it more like Fredo is a real one for keeping him around. You got to look at it like that. If he's got somebody like that around him, this dude must be his day one. This dude must be one of his day ones. And I'll just say it because I've said it before. I respect people who keep their day ones around. Those are the type of people that I like to keep around me. You know what I'm saying? People that you know who are going to be there for you, people that you know who have been there for you. So if that's the type of connection that these two guys have, you know what I mean? If that's the type of connection that these two guys have, then I can't discredit that relationship whatsoever. If Fredo, even though he's seeing all types of success, if he's going to ride, if he's going to ride for his homie, even at his worst of times, because that's how you do it in this game. That's how you do it in this life. Excuse me. You got to ride with your homie for the best of times, and you got to ride with them at the worst of times. I can respect that shit. I can respect that shit, really, though. What's good? Appreciate you, Sydney, for tapping in. Major salute. Yup, Velas is on the mixtape. Okay, that's lit. I'm looking forward to Sue Surf's new project, man. You know, I'm big on Sue Surf. We had actually done probably one of the dopest interviews I've ever done was with Sue Surf, man. He gave me a lot of knowledge actually linking with him. I got a lot of knowledge linking with Sue Surf. Another one of my favorite interviews was actually with Little Durk, you guys. I actually interviewed Little Durk back in 2011, 2012 when he was really getting going with This Ain't What You Want. You know what I'm saying? When he was really coming out to different cities and trying to push his record, he came through Miami and ran through the city. You know what I'm saying? He ran through the city just like he seen Chief Keef do a few years before, a year, maybe a year and a half prior to that. You know, and for Little Durk to actually throw an alley oop, to Fredo Bang, you know what I'm saying? I respect that. I respect that. Little Durk showing these guys that there is a further and a deeper meaning and that there's somewhere a way out for them. And I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that NBA Youngboy and King Von potentially had issues back then. And you know what I mean? They were just drawing their lines. I don't know if that's what it had anything to do with. I just look at it as Little Durk having a good nature to him to where he would go and work with somebody like that and give them a wave, just like Little Baby came to Durk and gave him an extra wave on top of what he had with The Voice. On top of his solo album, Little Baby came and did another album with Little Durk and gave him a whole extra wave. How can you do anything but respect people who live like that? People that take their career and they move like that. You know, the same way that I was respecting Fredo Bang and Tosh and Yash, Lit Yoshi. I respect the way Little Durk puts on the same way, you guys. You know, I'm not showing any like different type of emotion on that. When I see something that I can commend, I commend it. You know, just like what happened with Young Blue getting put on by Boosie, Meek Mill, and then Drake came. You know, you got to commend shit like that in this hip hop game, man. Otherwise, how are we all going to elevate ourselves and shit like that? So, Lit Yoshi was actually arrested. Lit Yoshi was actually arrested in conjunction, I want to say, with releasing a music video. He had released a music video, and a judge had told him, do not release that music video. Do not release that video where you speak on being on house arrest. Do not release a video where you're speaking on anything that has to do with your case. Um, you know, the only reason I really know about a situation like this is because of the fact that little Tim had just went through the same one. Little Tim had just gone through this whole same situation when he got out of jail for the whole King Von issue. And I'm about to bring in my homie SV Twiz because I want to have him elaborate on this a little bit just before we cover everything. Let me bring my guy in, Philly Zone, Somerville Twiz, SV Twiz,
Mikey T.
popping juice.
Salute, bro. What's up, Mikey? What's going on tonight? How you feeling, bro?
Damn, bro, you really bring the people with you, Twiz. We just bumped up to 150.
Damn, that's a beautiful thing. Make sure y'all punching that like button. You know, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all chose to be here with us tonight, man. We really appreciate it. What's up, everybody?
So, Twiz, man, this is a really unfortunate situation that has happened to Fredo Bang and his associate, Lit Yoshi, because just a few years back, 2019, which a lot of this all goes back to when NBA Youngboy was involved in a shooting. Uh, Fredo Bang wasn't on the Rolling Loud card, man. He wasn't on the
Facts.
card. But come 2021, when everything is reopened, Fredo Bang's on the card. They're out in Miami a day earlier. They're on the big card with ASAP Rocky Friday night. And now they're in police custody.
Yeah, man, it's a horrible and unfortunate situation. And first and foremost, on top of him being an artist, we know him as being a cousin of Boosie. You know what I mean? Coming out of Baton Rouge and things of that nature. So, it's like real unfortunate. First and foremost, I gotta say, man, it's a hurt piece, with all these young and upcoming talents that's getting caught up in these type of indictments and getting arrested at the peak of their careers, man. It's a real unfortunate situation. God's willing, everything can work out for him. You know what I'm saying? That he can get up out of there. Same with NBA Youngboy. You know what I mean?
Now, so this whole situation basically, I wanted to ask you about this because apparently the dude Lit Yoshi, uh, he was told by his judge he was told by his judge not to release any music about his house arrest. He was told not to release any music in regard to speaking on his house arrest. So, basically, it reminded me of the whole situation with little Tim coming out of jail recently and putting out a record. He actually released the trailer. He released a trailer for his record, and then he was told by his judge, "Do not release that music video." What do you make of this, Twiz, man? All of these artists making music that directly relates to the crime that they were involved in.
I feel like it's a dumb move, and one thing that people from the streets get caught up in is trying to prove their realness card. If you from a certain hood or from a certain area and people can vouch for you, you don't gotta incriminate yourself on music. You don't gotta incriminate yourself on interviews. You don't gotta point to prove, man. It's other ways. People gonna love your music regardless. There's plenty of people that's millionaires that makes great music where people try to say, oh, this person was this person got robbed, this person got beat up. You ignore them things. This goes back to yesterday when we was talking about Mikey as far as it being business. You got to know how to separate it. You don't got to prove to the whole world that you the top gangster because it will come back and bite you in the ass.
Wow. Wow. So what I'm reading right now is actually that last year Fredo uh he moved to Florida with Fredo last year after posting $1.82 million bond, and that's
Dang.
Lit Yoshi. Lit Yoshi actually posted a $1.82 million bond, but more recently, from what we're talking about right now, Fredo was taken into custody on Thursday, and apparently Lit Yoshi was arrested in Miami just a day earlier on an out-of-state warrant. He's awaiting trial right now for his attempted murder case, and a lot of people are asking the question, Twiz, well, why is he being shipped back to New Orleans then if he's got some situations happening in Miami? It's because in New Orleans, they're actually going to use the stories from Miami to implicate him in those attempted murder charges.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility right there. And it's unfortunate, man. It's a shame, man. It's a shame when these young guys get a chance to get their hands on the bag. Not saying that the guy is guilty, but you gotta just learn how to separate yourself, whether it's your entourage, whatever the situation is. You know, when you get that chance at success, man, you gotta keep rolling, man. It ain't no loyalty out here when you trying to impress these fans and stuff like that. They gonna love it while you showing off. They gonna love it while you pulling guns out and doing this and that. But when you get your ass locked up, they gonna be calling you dumb. It's gonna switch over on you. You know what I'm talking about? So, I just don't understand why these young people can't never, learn a lesson, bro. Like they say, man, a smart man learned off his mistakes, but a wise man learned off of others. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta be careful on these social media platforms, y'all.
So what from what I read on Complex, Fredo was taken into custody and they searched his home. As I said earlier, Lit Yoshi had moved in with Fredo in Florida. So apparently they found firearms and a stolen vehicle, man. I don't know what's up with this stolen vehicle shit from the Little Reese story, but stolen vehicles popping up, firearms popping up, which they more than likely are licensed. I would have to say. I don't know right now if Fredo Bang is out of jail. I don't know if he's out of custody. Lit Yoshi, from my understanding, is being transferred over to New Orleans. I don't know if Fredo is out of custody right now. Do you think there's any way he makes the Rolling Loud concert tomorrow?
Who knows? Probably not tomorrow because it's such a, it's such a tight time frame, But at the end of the day, it depends on he got a bell. You said do he got a bell right now, or
I'm
that's
not reading anything about a bail. I
okay?
only
Yeah.
read I only read information about Lit Yoshi's bail for his current charge, which apparently is 1.82 million.
Well, I know how it worked like out Philly. If you was to get arrested tonight, say you get arrested right now, you probably see the bell judge around like 6, 7 in the morning tomorrow. When you see the bell judge, it's like a screen interview with the judge. They will read off what you get charged with, and they will let you know what's going on with your bail. I'm not sure if that works around the whole world, but it's like once you get the price of your bail, that's when you get a phone call after that from the district, the precinct that you at. You get to call your peoples and try to get that bail rolling. So it just all depends on if he
See
is
what it
given
is.
the bail. Yeah, it depends if he's given the bail and if he can cover it. You know what I mean?
It makes sense, Twiz, because also, like you're saying, when somebody gets arrested, they will usually go and search the house that they live in. So, like I said earlier, they had moved in together. So the police went and they searched the house. And that's why apparently they took Fredo to incarceration, you know. But the next day, when he talks to them people, as you're saying, Twiz, and he tells them, I have a concert tonight. I have a concert tonight. I understand you arrested my boys. I understand that happened. I understand you arrested my boy. I have a concert tonight. And even if he doesn't get back for that concert tomorrow, Twiz, like you were saying, there are other dates where they could potentially move him in if he gets out over the weekend. But what's your thoughts on him telling them that he has a concert that same day?
The cops, they're not gonna care about none of that. They don't care. They deal with all types of guys, whether you a celebrity or nothing. You gotta remember, you in a district where police officers, they're getting paid a certain amount of, they get their paycheck is gonna be their paycheck. They look at young rappers, and whether you in the streets and you got a lot of money, they don't like them type of guys that's coming through there because they feel like, y'all guys is using the cheat code. We out here getting it the hard way. We got to deal with this and that. So they're not going to show no type of sympathy as far as him being in the district. They're not going to show no sympathy for that.
So, Twiz, after this situation happened initially, in 2019, there was a shooting that seemingly targeted NBA Youngboy. The police wanted to talk to these two guys. They wanted to talk to Fredo Bang and they wanted to talk to Lit Yoshi for some reason. Obviously, with everything that happened in 2020, nobody was really jumping on a plane to go to Miami as quickly as you would have in 2019. So you're sort of out of sight, out of mind. What do you guys think? What do you think about these guys going back to Miami the first chance they get, and now this happening?
I feel like it's unfortunate because when you're dealing with the music game and things of that, these guys are doing a lot of traveling. You know what I'm talking about? Especially if they had a crib out there. It's just like once the radar's on you, they watching everything and they try to make big things out of every little thing that you doing. You know, it's just an unfortunate situation, man. That's all I can really say as far as with that question. It's just real crazy.
Yeah, man, it's just unfortunate that it happens to them right when touring is opening back up. And,
Facts.
Fredo Bang is just really getting a name to the point where he could really bring in a lot of people for his touring. And now it's going to be like, it's kind of like, who do you got around you, man? People are going to be like, who do you got? That's kind of a major question for it. But let's move on from there. so, So what do you make about this whole thing with Fredo Bang and NBA Youngboy? Recently, Fredo had actually said in an interview, that they never really had an issue. As crazy as that sounds,
NBA Youngboy said that, or Fredo said that.
well, Fredo Bang actually did an interview with Vlad.
Mm.
NBA Youngboy never does interviews, so
Okay.
you'd never really get him to answer a question. But crazy enough, Fredo actually said in an interview that they never really had much of an issue.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that the things that's going on with them, only them and God know. So I can't really speak on that situation 100% because I don't know what was going on as far as with their issue. But obviously at the end of the day, they all just young people trying to make money, and they all come from the same struggles. So once in every now and then you're gonna bump heads, bro. Like, it don't mean it's I gotta murder you type of beef and things of that nature. Even though with these young people, that's how they sell their music nowadays. They got that murder one music these days. So, at the end of the day, man.
This situation actually, from what Fredo had said, it seemed to have revolved around women. Taking pictures with women, possibly having been with women. Twiz, can you believe that these rappers who literally have so much would put everything on the line over beefing over a woman?
Yeah, I can believe it because with these young rappers coming out, it's the same thing that's going on over the streets. People getting their head knocked off over females, over, oh, that I saw him with your John or this and that. So, one of the biggest problems in the streets and a lot of killings are going down over females. So these young wolves, that's coming straight off of it. If you was in the streets, you ain't gotta have been somebody that was out here selling bricks or nothing. You could have just been a regular young boy from the streets. Your lifestyle is a certain way. So when you get in that industry or when you get to that bag, it's just like hitting the lottery and being a nigga from the streets. You still got the same mentality, but your power is stronger now. You got more goons. You know, you can handle things in a more accurate manner when it comes to beef and things of that nature. So, you know, all these young boys, they big headed and all of that. At the end of the day, they need to realize don't none of them own them females, bro. Especially females that came after fame. If it wasn't a female that was there by your side before that fame, bro, they only did with you because of who you are, and they know you got the bag.
Yeah, man. Looking at this situation, you know, I watched Fredo Bang really start to blow himself up over the last year. You know, Little Dirk actually jumped on a record with him and gave him some
Facts.
light. You know, NBA Youngboy, as we know, has been going through a bunch of situations, but when NBA Youngboy is out here, he's through the roof. You know, and so I'm really thinking that all in all, this is a situation from the past, from 2019, when these guys may have been at odds because you know, over a couple of years, these guys grow up and they move on and they see new piles of money. You know what I mean? When you get into another tax bracket, you kind of learn, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh wow, I can't behave the way that I had behaved at one point. I can't just go tear up the block like I used to. And you know, it seems to me that in a way, King Von had realized that pulling back from the NBA Youngboy beef. And then Fredo doing the interview, you know, Fredo Bang doing the interview with Vlad and saying that their beef wasn't really about nothing serious, you know. So that's kind of my take on the whole situation, man. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
we
a
just wanted
fact.
to do a little light episode, for everybody tonight. I hope Fredo gets out in enough
Definitely.
time to perform for the Rolling Loud show. But like you kind of pointed out, Twiz, I think they could fit him in another night if he were to get out in the next couple days.
Yeah, so if he don't get his bell and stuff straightened out by tomorrow morning, he's gonna have to wait till Monday. They'll let you sit over the whole weekend. That's the only problem with that. At least that's how it work out Philly, you know. So between sometime this evening or early in the morning, he should definitely have some type of information on his bail and what he's being charged with. The one of the upper hands that he has is that the house he was in was not in his name, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, when you get caught up in the house that's not your name, you know, they gotta kinda address it kind of differently because
Well, what about the situation? Say the firearms had papers. How long is it going to take them to figure that out?
well, if they find burners in the crib, whoever, if somebody licensed in the area, they would have to let them know. You know, these guns are licensed. That would be immediate. You know what I mean? Now, if they're not, then you know they gotta worry about the letter boys. You know what I mean, and shit like that. Depending on how many burners is in the crib and things of that nature. So, even if it wasn't his house. And for instance, if you come to my crib and they kick my door in and there's burners and all that upstairs, John's in the basement, then you know your lawyer can fight that. You know he was just coming to visit Twiz. They wasn't his burners. That those burners was in Twiz crib. You know you got to prove that he had some type of interaction or some type of plot with those burners.
Yep. Well, man, I appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Just a little short
Definitely,
episode. Hopefully, everybody checks this out on the repeat. We will be back after the weekend, though. Twiz, thanks for joining me tonight, bro.
man. Thanks for having me. You already know how we carry it. Make sure y'all stay tuned in. Punch that like button. You know what I'm saying? Share and subscribe. Y'all ready? Salute to the
Respect.
real.